Hi, it's Elaine from Penguin Place Crafts. Okay, I don't remember when I last put up a video. It has been a crazy couple of days. Let's see. Friday, I Friday was my last day of work before our church's annual business meeting. Okay, if there's a business meeting, I need to have attendance sheets and ballots and the minutes from the previous meeting, just little bits and pieces ready. For the annual meeting, I have to have an annual report with reports from all of the heads of ministries throughout the church, all nicely typed up and assembled in order with a table of contents and a cover and collated and stapled and all this stuff. Well, we had a snowstorm that hit last week. I did work Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday were snow days for me. Friday I went in. And we didn't have church on Sunday, which was the day, according to the bulletin, that those annual reports were due. So when I put up the announcement about church being canceled, I said, heads of ministries, email me your reports. Nope, didn't get any. So when I went in on Friday, okay, got to get the bulletin done, got to wrap up these loose ends, get that annual report together. I was missing so many reports. And it's just like, people. I did contact, one person or two people whose reports were very important, saying, when am I going to get this? And there was a meeting that had to take place that was canceled because of a financial planning meeting that was canceled because of the snowstorm. They were meeting on Saturday. After that meeting, the financial reports will be ready. Okay, I'm working Saturday. So I left pretty much on time on Friday and came home sort of in a don't really want to work on much of anything. I didn't bring my list back to say what I finished Friday so I could show you what I finished. I really don't know. Did I show you that I made a second hippo? This is, I love this yarn paint in sugar plum stripes. And it's so adorable. And the hippo pattern is a free pattern from Instagram that I will have to link once I get this video uploaded. Oops, don't hit the table because that shakes the phone. Okay, I really wasn't getting all that much done. I was so cold on Friday night. I ended up getting a corn bag and like cuddling a corn bag to warm me up. Saturday, I did work for several hours. Saturday was my day of starting projects. I started, see, I have my project bag. There's 3 different projects in here. I started a mermaid hat. Where is it? It is hooked to this yarn here, so there it is. Okay. Didn't get very far, did I? That's as far as I got. Now this is also with the sugar plum stripes. I don't know. I just got bored. So I set that aside. I have been wanting to make myself a pair of slippers. And I've made them before where I remember you just like did decreases up the center of the front. So I found a pattern. It's Fancy Cuff Slippers by the Bead Knitter. And I have hank after hank of this yarn that is like 55% wool and 45% alpaca. Okay, I'm going to make myself some cozy, warm wool slippers. My eyes have been so itchy for the past couple days working with wool. I usually don't do that. But it comes in hanks. The first one, I thought, okay, I'll just open up this hank and set it on the floor and just wind the yarn from the hank. I had a tangled mess. It probably took me half an hour to turn that yarn from a hank into a cake of yarn. So for the second one, I opened up the hank and just put it on my lap, trying to use my knees to make sure that it didn't like twist or self-destruct, and I wound it into a ball. I'm working from a ball of yarn rather than a cake because I didn't want to get out from under my nice cozy blankets to go to my cake winder. So where is that now? This is 2 strands of yarn held together on 10.5 needles, and I'm using a circular needle because it's just a lot of stitches. And here we go so far. It is, oh, what just fell? It is starting to take shape. Like the garter stitch down here at the bottom is going to be the bottom of the slipper, and it is getting smaller up here. And when I get down to 16 stitches, then I do the cuff. And for the pattern, it says cut off one of your regular yarns, attach some eyelash yarn, and then just knit. I'm going to keep going with the double strand of wool yarn and make a ribbed cuff nice and high, maybe 3 or 4 inches, so that I have such warm ankles. Warm ankles are good. But I'm going to be winding balls from several more hanks of yarn. Not my favorite thing to do. Okay, that goes back and back. So then, 10 o'clock last night, my motivation finally kicked in. And I pulled out a pattern from my new book, 20 Tiny Toys to Crochet. Sorry, it's getting close to 8 o'clock at night, and I shouldn't be yawning because I had a 2-hour nap today, but still, I'm always yawning. In the book, 20 Tiny Toys to Crochet, I already made those 2 geckos from the pattern. Put pictures up. There's a pattern for a mini airplane. It's got a 3-blade propeller. It's got windows going down the side. Now, I played yarn chicken with this. I had a little cake of yarn of blue. I think it was 0.39 ounces. And that was not enough to make the nose, the big wings, and 3 little wings. So I have two of the fillet tail thingies are white instead of blue. Will I make it again? Probably. Okay, the reason I made a plain, I made up my list. I have this master restocking list of various listings that I have in my Etsy shop and how many items I have in each listing. I was like, oh, I only have 1 plain. I need to make another plain. so that if somebody buys the one plane, the listing doesn't expire because there'll still be something in the shop. So I made the plane. While I was sewing this together, I'm watching videos, YouTube videos, other crocheters, and I see cha-ching on my screen. I got a sale. So I'm like dabbing at the phone, like, come on, what is up? I sold the one plane that I had in stock. And then I'm thinking, wait a minute. Didn't I sell that plane to Tina? There's a local woman whose sons really love planes, and she was going to visit a nephew. So I think in mid-November, I did sell that plane, but I forgot to remove it from my inventory, and I forgot to remove it from my Etsy shop. So I'm going to be making another plane tonight. I have to pull up the picture of the plane, match up yarn colors to how I made the plane, and get another plane made up, because I'm not as organized as I should be. So, okay, if I did remake this, I know I would make the windows smaller. And I was toying with, okay, as I go down the rows, I wonder if I could actually do the color work and put small, like 2 stitches of white here, next row 2 stitches of white, and then continue with the red. A few rows later, 2 stitches of white, 2 stitches of white. I might be trying that, because I started this at 10 o'clock last night. 11:15, I had all 16 pieces done. But I know myself, and I know that sewing something together at 11:15 is not a good idea. So I left it until today. Then today, we had church, started at 9:30, but then Sunday school ran a little later because we were having a commissioning send-off service for a young couple from church who are going off as missionaries. And then after Sunday school, we had our annual business meeting. So I wasn't out of church until about 1:30. 9:30 to 1:30. Got home, went into quick cooking mode, got dinner on the table. So probably by about 2:30, we were done with dinner. And I was like, okay, now I should sew the plane together. Not happening. Too tired. So pulled my penguin blanket up to my chin, reclined my chair a little bit more, and I slept for about 2 hours. So shortly before 5 o'clock, I woke up like, oh, I got to work on that plane now. But the sink in the kitchen is full of dirty dishes. So I went out and loaded the dishwasher, came back in, finished up the plane, and got that Etsy order. I said, okay, I have to go search for that. I searched like the 30 boxes that I have in here. I was so sure I had a box labeled mechanical that was robots and planes, cars, all that jazz. I can't find the box. And then I'm like, okay, can't find the plane. And I was like, then I got into thinking, didn't I sell that? So yeah, I'm not organized. I need to have a really good year in 2024 so I can decimate my inventory. I'd like to get my inventory down to about half, and then reorganize into boxes. Like I have 3 boxes of hats, but I very rarely take hats with me to my shows. And I think only my anemone hats are listed in my Etsy shop. Because, I don't know, I have Annie. Where's Annie? Is she showing? Annie is, oh, Annie's out of view. Annie's up on the top of the shelf over that purple, whoop, that purple yarn. So I have a nice mannequin head, but just putting a hat on a mannequin head, I don't think it inspires Etsy sales. So I need to trim down my hat inventory. I need to trim down my shawls and baby blankets. I have like baby blankets and Afghans. I can't remember the last time I sold one on Etsy. So trim down my inventory, just focus on the stuff that I know sells, and get myself more organized. But right now, I'm gonna go sit in my chair and start an airplane. So, bye bye.